While Hollywood is full of humble celebrities, it is also chock full of arrogant ones. Some of these celebrities' remarks and acts are simply bizarre, and when we find ourselves shaking our heads and laughing, here are 10 celebrities who are too cocky for their own good. Let's start with Jonah Hill, who's 10th in our list. Jonah Hill is plump and amusing, but he also appears to be a fully arrogant snob. Many people who know him personally disagree with that his visage makes him appear to be so compassionate. He once told Rolling Stones, "I've done one of the biggest challenges you could do in Hollywood, which is transition from being a comedic actor to being a serious actor, and I'm really proud of that. I could have made $1 billion doing every big comedy of the last 10 years and didn't in order to form a whole other life for myself. Now I have the fulfillment of doing both." Yikes. Instead of wanting to congratulate him for that amazing transition, after what he said in the last part makes you want to think again. Number 9, we have Will Smith. Will Smith has been labeled as an egomaniac. Do you have a strong desire for a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion? We're here to shatter your heart, after all. If such a project were to be approved, one former series regular would vehemently refuse to participate. When it comes to her general assessment of Smith, Janet Hubbard, the actress who played Aunt Vivian in the sitcom, doesn't mince words. "There will never be a reunion, as I will never do anything with someone like Will Smith," she told TMZ. Hubbard is not the only actor who has accused Smith of having an Encino-sized ego. Paul Rodriguez, Smith's Ali co-star, made similar charges, telling San Diego radio station Rock 105.3 that, "I was never going to work with him again. He was a complete jerk." Number 8, Bradley Cooper. Jennifer Esposito discusses a tumultuous relationship with a man who is funny, brilliant, cocky, arrogant, and a master manipulator in her biography Jennifer's Way. Despite the fact that she doesn't name names, journalists at the New York Daily News were confident they'd figured out who the culprit was, actor Bradley Cooper, who was briefly married to Esposito from December 2006 to May 2007. If Esposito's tip is true, Cooper's relationship appears to be a disaster. This scumbag, she claims, had a very slick attitude that could turn on a dime. He had a mean, frigid side as well. Meanwhile, Cooper has been haunted by claims that he is a die-hard diva since Brazilian tabloid Glamorama said he snubbed fans while filming The Hangover 3 via the Daily Mail. Cooper was also very late and not even a little pleasant nor open to inquiries from reporters, according to reports. If you still can't believe these revelations, we'll remind you of the time when Bradley Cooper allegedly argued with his partner Irina Shayk at Wimbledon in 2016. Although Shayk insisted they weren't fighting and claimed she was suffering from severe allergies on the day in question. Okay, but what do you guys think? Moving on to number 7, Kanye West. It's quite possible that dissecting Kanye West's arrogance will probably consume your entire afternoon. Time magazine has dedicated entire articles to cataloging his ego's prodigious exploits. Kanye University, the artist's now defunct site, was dedicated to ego tripping in all caps on a regular basis, i.e., "Look how fresh my suit is." We all can't forget what he did during Taylor Swift's acceptance speech for Best Female Video at the 2009 MTV Music Video Awards. West grabbed the microphone and shouted, "I'm sorry, but Beyoncé had one of her best videos of all time." Not to mention the time West abruptly paused an interview with Conan O'Brien because he needed to go to the restroom really very badly. Number 6, Robert Downey Jr. Arrogance isn't always a negative trait. Selected quotes from several Robert Downey Jr. interviews show how to brag about yourself with savviness, humor, and inimitable flair. "I am purportedly of a stature where they contact my agency and say, 'He'll need a screen test,' and they will say, 'What screen test? Did you ever see Chaplin?'" Downey reportedly joked to South Australia's Monday Mail in April 2008 via Vulture. In an interview with USA Today, Downey reflected on his druggy past, saying, "I've outgrown a lot of things I used to think I wanted, which was to be a Dionysian maverick." To be honest, he makes egotism sound appealing, perhaps because his own brand of arrogance is dedicatedly tinged with an endearing humility. Right? What do you think? We are already halfway through our list, but we still have more to spill. Number 5, we have Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande is said to despise her fans. She acted like a prima donna after visiting a New York radio station, according to a source at the New York Daily News. She was all smiles until she got into the elevator, the insider revealed. As soon as the doors closed, she explained, "I hope they all fucking die." Definitely a heartbreak for Arianators. Grande is said to have walked out of a picture shoot in Australia because she didn't like the photographers. The photographers were allegedly told to shoot just from the left side of her face and don't utilize natural light by her entourage. Even Grande's life coach apparently resigned due to her attitude. It's also worth noting that Grande is rumored to be, when she doesn't feel like walking, she has to be carried. Literally carried like a baby. She claims she doesn't want her precious feet to touch the ground. Although according to a source for In Touch, this is the case, via Jezebel. The New York Daily News has photographic evidence, despite Grande's agent telling Gossip Cop that the story is false. Number 4, Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is so disliked that someone was assaulted solely for looking like him, reads the title of a Washington Post piece from April 2016. According to the Post, a man named Mario Liccato was accosted on a New York subway for looking like the Transformers star. "This is because you look just like Shia LaBeouf," his assailant exclaimed as he struck Liccato with a fist. The actual Shia LaBeouf is heading for a bruising too, based on the actor's uppity sound bites, especially if your name happens to be the movie director Michael Bay. In an interview with FHM, the actor said about Transformers 2, "The second one was well received by many, but I despised it. It was just not my cup of tea. We seem to have missed the mark in my opinion. I became perplexed. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on with certain robots." If you believe it's egotistical to brag about your own ventures, keep in mind that LaBeouf does not even want those millions. "I would do it tomorrow if I could give back the money and receive all the credibility in the world I'm looking for," he told USA Today. Number 3, Adam Levine. Adam wants to set the record straight. In 2014, he told GQ, "I'm not arrogant, I'm cocky. It's different. Cocky likes to have a good time." To put it another way, the VMA naysayer told Men's Health, "I'm sure of myself. Some people dislike self-assurance, they despise self-assurance." Indeed, Levine is so self-assured that he felt justified in telling GQ journalist Jessica Pressler how to phrase her article about him. "You know what the gist of this article is," he pondered. "Your opening line can be, 'You don't have to like me, but I'd prefer it if you did.' This megalomania, according to Levine, is normal." In 2007, he asked the Boston Globe, "You would not be a whole band without a bit of a cocky frontman, would you?" via the Baltimore Sun. Number 2, Lady Gaga. Some people are just born stars. You either have it or you do not. And I was definitely born one, Lady Gaga has remarked of herself. While many people think that Lady Gaga is highly skilled in both singing and acting, she might be a little more humble. She is said to be sweet to fans, yet bossy to those around her, such as assistants and stagehands. Lady Gaga was known to cover her face in public at the start of her career, apparently because she was insecure about her beauty, but things have clearly progressed since then. Lastly, but not the least, Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo has been accused of being arrogant in a number of ways, including her actions and the way she handles everyone from fans to assistants to coworkers. According to accounts, J-Lo acts as though she is superior to everyone else in her environment, even refusing to speak to certain people like waiters and salespeople. While she normally refuses to travel anything other than a private aircraft, one account claims that a flight attendant on a commercial airline asked J-Lo what she wanted to drink, and instead of informing the attendant, she turned to her assistant to have the drink order relayed. She looks to be uninterested in speaking with anyone who isn't famous in the same way she is. Who among these celebrities did you expect to be on the list? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.